Hello and welcome to another episode of the Face Podcast. My name is Jeff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew Panton, Gavin Free, Nick, and Eric, who is anticipating anger. This is episode 144.
So it sounds like Eric is pre-mad.
He's pre-mad. He's pre-mad.
I'm just
It's like pre-med, but with an A.
I'm just going in to our office day knowing what office day has been previously and what it was last time, and I am preparing myself. I'm bracing and getting ready for what it's going to be.
But why don't you just do it live? Just do it on the night. Why would you want to get riled up?
Do what live?
What are you talking about?
Get mad.
So you're
mad
saying
you're
don't brace for it at all. Just let it hit you.
Well, what's better, being mad most of the time in
I'm not
preparation?
mad right now. I'm thinking about what I have to prepare for.
That is the most mad I've heard somebody declare.
This sucks.
But I agree with you. I agree. I think, if you brace for being mad, it takes less out of you when you get there because you're prepared for it.
Imagining Eric leaving his house with a smile and getting behind the wheel just as he gets closer to the office, just starts frowning.
Now, I want to give Gavin top marks for immediately deflecting this episode onto you, Eric, because I think this is the highest stakes any episode has ever been for Gavin. Because if you have back-to-back weird guy performances, I think you're just a weird guy. Like, we talked about being late, how long would it take to get out of being in the I'm a late guy house, being in a weird guy house, I think it would take equally long to get out of. So deflecting immediately to somebody else, great move.
I think you bringing it up really isn't helping, though. It's really adding some pressure.
Well, I'm just stating the pressure that's there.
So
I'm letting you know. Yeah, but you have.
You shot on my slate.
What do you mean? The slate was set. I mean, the slate was so set from the last one.
I think you're the weird guy.
No, I just flubbed. That's not a weird thing. People flub all the time. I wouldn't even say that was the best flub I've ever seen.
How about this? I was thinking about our initials the other day, and the five of us, if you take the first letter from each of our first names, it spells an egg.
Wait.
You were thinking about
Andrew,
it's not you. It's not you.
Andrew, Nick, Eric, Jeff, and Jeff. And
Jeff
egg.
might be the weird guy in this
Yeah.
one. I was sitting around thinking about our initials.
Jeff, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Man. That's what I'm here for.
When you said an egg and you visualized an egg, did you see anything specific, like a logo for it? Did anything pop in your mind? Anyone? Because I had something pop in mind.
How did this not come up in our Dumpty face?
I don't know. That's what I agree.
We're the boys of Dumpty, literally, are an egg.
And we're an egg. Yeah, the boys of Dumpty are an egg.
Maybe this is my weird thing. I see an egg as like the Gap logo, but it's an egg. Like that, but it says an egg. That's just what I saw. That's what I envisioned.
That's not what I see.
If an egg was a store, it would look like the Gap logo in my head. That was my vision. I was curious if you guys had any brand affiliate. So where did you get, first of all, how did you get to our initials being set that way? Were you just like trying to figure out different possibilities, or how did that happen?
I think about that stuff all the time.
Okay.
That's like when the way I came to it is I was thinking about trying to come up with a name for the podcast you and I recorded recently, Andrew.
This is a lot of teasing for a thing that might not be heard by anybody.
It's not a big. It's just like we were recording like a sports fandom thing. It was like a test. I don't know if we'll release it or not. I'm sure we'll release it, but we need to put at least one full episode in before we'll determine if it's releasable or not.
Yes.
But I was just trying to come up with a name, and that's like the first thing I always do. Like I always love
initials.
That like Jeff and Gus and Gavin were always 3G. I always thought that was kind of funny. Like coming up with like clever. So it's like whenever I'm trying to think of a name for something, one of the things I look at is like, what do our initials spell? Like, well, how could I make something out of that clever? And so I was doing that, and I thought I've never considered that for face. What letters do I have? And then I came up with an egg.
You think about names a lot, and you've named stuff Achievement Hunter and Face.
Listen. I think about names a lot, so I never come up.
Rooster Teeth?
I had nothing to do with Rooster
ANMA?
Teeth. Listen. I had nothing to do with the name Rooster Teeth. That's Bernie Burns. I had nothing to do with the name ANMA. That's Gustavo Sorolla. I wanted to call it Good Morning Gus, which is a great podcast name. And I stand by Face as a phenomenal podcast name. And I use Achievement Hunter as an example of why I need to think more about naming shit. So I don't name anything else Achievement Hunter again. So yes, I put a lot of thought into naming stuff because I don't want to be saddled with a dipshit name like Achievement Hunter for the rest of my life.
I got a name for you for an alternate instead of Good Morning Gus, Geoff. If you would have went Good Evening Gus, you would have got all your initials, all three, GG.
Yeah,
perfect.
That's true.
Perfect symmetry.
Gag. Unfortunately, it's a show about drinking coffee in the morning, and Gus doesn't want his name in the title.
I'm saving ANMA. Did I tell you that?
No.
I feel
What does
like
that mean?
it's the one thing Rooster Teeth makes that I would be a fan of if I didn't work here.
Like that's
So I
the
feel
only
like-
thing. The only thing the whole company makes that you would be a fan of.
Well, I mean, I'm involved in so much else of it.
No, that's
I'm
true.
talking
I
about
know
something
you
that I
do.
don't touch. Like literally,
Yeah,
don't
you
touch
don't
it
have
at all.
you have zero involvement in. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
kind of
so
how I feel
I'm-
about like 30 Morbid Minutes.
Yeah, right. So like, I listened to the first ANMA when it came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is my shit. I can't wait to listen to this." And one day I'm going to listen to all of it. I assume when it's long over.
Yeah, that'll be that'll really help their metrics and really show the support for the show. That's nice of you. Good friend.
But I determined that during that Eric has the best job at Rooster Teeth.
If anyone who has to get pre-mad, I feel like that's a tough case to make.
Yeah, Eric, how do you feel about that?
I like my job. I like
you get to do
producing
ANMA.
stuff. Yeah.
In order for me to do a podcast with Geoff and Gus, I have to do 2 separate podcasts.
Do you want to be on ANMA?
No, I don't want to touch it. It's not, I'm a fan of it. Well, I mean, if there was an episode that was like covering an era of time that I was involved in, but otherwise, no.
That's kind of the whole show.
Yeah, you would be appropriate for almost every episode.
Yeah, you'd really just slot in.
He sure loves ANMA. He is the biggest ANMA guy I know. He supports it. He loves it. He knows all about it.
He's listened to one episode.
I think it's great that I
Because
appreciate
it's the stuff that I started liking at the beginning, like 2003 when I joined the website, and it's like that era still being made.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely, you get like a lot of stories that are on mic, and I do really think there are times where I think I have the job that people who love Rooster Teeth would love to have, because there are a lot of stories that you get off mic that you're never going to get on mic. And you go, oh man, yeah, that's we'll hang on to that one. Don't ever say it. It's pretty good.
I gotta say, Eric, I think the absolute best part of that other podcast I do, ANMA, that you produce, is the drive to the production and the drive back from the production.
It's so fun.
The car rides are the best, because that's when we tell you the parts that we couldn't tell in the podcast, or reframe it. Yeah,
it's so good. It's a lot of fun. It's like so, and I get a free cup of coffee every Monday, so it's like
Same. Yeah.
That's really all I'm looking for. It's great.
Yeah, I feel like if that job existed and that was the only thing you did, Eric, you would have the perfect job at Rooster Teeth.
I agree, and it's like that for Face Jam a lot of the time too. Like driving to get the food and driving back, and then we don't really go anywhere or do anything, and then when we do go somewhere, it's just a lot of questions about why isn't this set up, and I don't know. I didn't know it was supposed to be.
Where are we going to plug in this baseball launcher?
Yeah, it's just a lot of that stuff, and it's like, what is this for? We're not getting anything out of this.
So you would say you really like ANMA, Gavin. You would say you're a fan, you enjoy it. You're saving it, to use your own word.
I would say, if anything, it's content made for me.
Okay. Well, what's really interesting is that content not made for you, apparently feet content, you don't plan on touching at all, which is identical to the content that is made for you. So when are you actually interacting with content? When are you enjoying it? Are you only watching and listening to things you kind of like? What's the line for you?
I feel like while working here, I'm often just proofing stuff.
No, I don't mean here.
Spend a lot of time
I mean in general, because it sounds like the things you really enjoy, you're saving. Are there other shows you're saving? Or is this it?
This is actually it was a weird approach, but it's a good question. Similarly to how I have yet to finish Schitt's Creek because I like that it's still out there. I still have half of the last season to watch.
It's like when you guys were talking about
over.
the final like norm stuff, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like you want it to be out there, but you don't necessarily want to listen to it yet or watch it.
This
Yet.
is- I'm going to say this didn't go the way I wanted. I just wanted to slam you again for the feet thing, but it went into a real sincere place, which is nice, but is not what I wanted.
I got my goalie gloves on this episode, baby.
Hey, if you guys don't mind, I have a life hack I'd like to share with you.
Oh, please.
This is definitely our hacking era. I love it.
Yeah, we and Gavin, I will say in full transparency, I did run this by Gavin last night when we were playing Call of Duty. It is I think he liked it. I think it's a real life hack. We'll see what you guys think about it. And this is, to be fair, this isn't exactly my life hack. It's kind of Emily's, but I definitely benefit from it. So I don't know about you guys, but I get really bored of going to the grocery store. Like, just like you just go to the same grocery store, you walk down the same aisles, you pick up the same shit, and it just becomes very repetitious, very rote, very boring, very laissez-faire, right? And we always lament that we're bored going grocery shopping and they wish we could spice it up a little bit. So Emily came up with this idea. She found this app or website where you can, it's like a randomizer, and you can put in different stuff and randomize it. So she has this big wheel and it's got like 10 grocery stores from around town on it, all over town. Could be H-E-B, could be Central Market, could be Whole Foods, could be Arlen's, could be Fresh Plus, could be Randall's. We got a lot of grocery stores. And anytime we have to go grocery shopping, we now have to spin that wheel. And whichever grocery store we land on, that's the grocery store we have to go shop at. So if it's like across town, like it was the other day, we have to drive all the way over to East 7th and Pleasant Valley to go to that H-E-B because that's where the wheel landed. And that keeps it from being repetitious or boring.
I think that's great. I don't think it's a life hack, but I think that's a lot of fun. I love
It's
the
a life
idea.
hack to keep grocery stores from being boring.
I don't.
Add some randomness.
Hacks, I feel like, usually save time or money, right? Is that what defines the hack?
I think generally
Or increase
speaking,
joy or happiness.
I don't think that's typically a measurement for a hack, but
I don't know why it couldn't be.
I don't. I like it. I don't want it to seem like I'm negative on this. I think that's a great idea. I think that's so much fun. That'd make it more exciting. You could be annoying. It just is great in so many ways. But I don't think you're hacking necessarily. I think you've just come up with a system that is more enjoyable for doing a mundane task. But it's not an alternate path around it. You're still grocery shopping.
Yeah, but you're doing it in a different and new way to make it more interesting and enjoyable.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a hack, personally. But I love it.
Andrew,
I'm
have
a
you
big fan of
suggested any hacks since your McDonald's thing?
No. And I still think that my McDonald's thing, which you destroyed, is the closest thing to a hack we've had on this show. I can't believe that I started the hack thing, and I didn't know your complete incompetence in knowing what a hack is. It really would change the context of that entire conversation if I had the knowledge I know now, which is not a life hack. Don't write that down, Gavin. Having knowledge, that is, we've covered that with the songs. It's just good. It's a good thing to have, but it's not a hack.
So there you go. That's my life hack.
Well, no, I have more questions about the life hack.
Okay, sure.
Is it just grocery stores or is it also items?
I mean, you could apply it to anything. We actually have it for Valentine's Day because we similarly, when we don't have anything at home to cook and we have to order food for dinner, like, I'll be honest, I'm sick of all food. Like, nothing ever sounds good. I never get excited about anything. And so when it's like 7 o'clock at night, we realize we had nothing to eat, and we're like, "What do you want? You want Chinese, Mexican? What do you pizza?" And we're always like, "I don't want any of it. What do you want?" And we just have to fucking just like not even argue, just like come up with something, some kind of food to fucking eat to pass the night. She bought me these dice that just have different kinds of food on it. So now we just roll the dice, and whatever we land on, that's what we eat. Last night we had Mexican.
That's fun too. I'd like to take this to an extreme.
Landed on one of the things that you didn't want.
Yeah, but I had to eat it because I had food dice. That's
I like the idea of like you guys wanting butter just to have in the house or milk, but you can't because the wheel hasn't landed on milk in 3 weeks.
it yet.
Yeah. I
Like
think
you
that's
can
fun.
only eat, like maybe you get like, maybe we do a competition where we come up with some sort of 6-sided or 12-sided die, and then you get like 4 dice rolls, and then you have to eat those 4 things for a week.
Yeah.
Maybe you get 10 dice rolls, and you just have to make what you can out of what you roll.
The ingredients you have,
Yeah.
not like necessarily. That's interesting.
Hmm.
That's fun. I don't think that's a hack, but that's a great game.
I think it'd be better with haircuts.
What? You mean like you have a wheel of styles and you have to spin it and?
No, you just put on like 10 different barbershops that you've never been to and just roll the dice.
Oh.
What are you talking? Why is that? Why is that better?
It's just higher stakes. It's pretty low stakes because a lot of grocery stores are pretty. No, this isn't a hack, Eric. This is just a way to make the game more.
I think it would be funnier if you had hairstyles on the board, but you went to your regular person.
Like, I guess I gotta get a
style. Guess I'm getting a mullet.
Yeah, why doesn't every barbershop have a wheel of 8 haircuts?
If I was a barber, I would offer like a 25% discount if people were willing to spin the wheel. That'd be a great time. That might be a hack almost. That's getting into hack territory.
Is that hack territory?
That's maybe hack territory. I don't know. But if you could force somebody to get a hairstyle they don't want in an attempt for a discount, I think that's great.
I would say we should do this with the bingo balls, but you would have the most normal haircut, Andrew, come out, and I would have a mohawk on the side of my head.
The problem would be we cannot rely on my ability to convey what the haircut is unless it's like a mullet. If you have to give me I don't know how to describe getting my own, like taking it back to the first episode. That's why I always end up with a guy. I just say, do what you usually do. Because I don't know how to describe haircuts.
What is your, do you have a picture of your hair in its form that you like the most?
No, I don't. Last
like,
time,
when the guy's done cutting your hair, what do you want to end up with?
Short, but not like super buzzed, but like short, but not buzzed, but short.
Keep going.
I don't. Well, that's it. That's the loop. I don't know what else to say.
You don't know how to describe.
I have no
haircuts.
idea. I'm so bad at it. That's why I didn't get my haircut for like, well, I mean, the pandemic also didn't help, but like once we went into lockdown, I couldn't go to the retirement home. It was like 2.5, 3 years before I got it was the longest I've ever gone without a haircut. And I like the guy I have now. It's great, but I haven't been back since I got it cut last year. I'm coming up on like a year since I got my haircut.
So you're happy with what is currently on your head?
I need to get it cut. But once again, it's the thing of I've only been to this person once. It's been a year. They're not going to remember. I'm trying to remember what I said.
So that means you still got your own trim. Didn't you trim your own hair recently or a few months ago?
Sometimes I would cut parts of it when it would just get too long. It would be my face.
So you still have some of that?
I haven't done that in a while, but I really do need to book an appointment to get it chopped down. It was shorter than I would have wanted last time, but I kind of liked it. So I don't even know how to describe that at that point. I'm just completely lost when it comes to hair.
Okay.
Do you worry about like where you get your hair cut? Is that a concern for you? Because like if I went to a different place, I'd have anxiety about it because I'm bad at it. But generally speaking, I don't think I would care.
I mean, it's always comfort in having a person that you know. Like I used to not get my hair cut in America. I used to just wait until I'd be back in England and go back to my normal person.
What?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, there's some artistry to it, and you develop a relationship with your hairstylist. They understand your head and your hair and what you like, and they remember that from time to time. And so it's like, yeah, I can understand wanting to go to the same person over and over again.
Yeah, I can too. It's just when you travel across the world, when a flight is involved, that's when.
Dude.
I'm not flying to get a haircut. I'm just doing it while I'm there.
Just coincidentally, I'm just going to go in, get my haircut while I'm here type thing.
Yeah, I'd say for the first 2 years I lived in the US, I only got my haircut in England. And then I just got bored and went to Supercuts next to the office.
Life hack.
Life hack, Supercuts?
Life hack, spend $15 instead of $2,000.
That is like traveling somewhere specifically for your haircut, like getting on a flight. That is extravagant.
Yeah. To be clear, I never did that.
No, you didn't. But
okay.
Like, I like the idea of being in a place where you feel comfortable enough financially that you would take a flight to get your haircut, but not financially comfortable enough to pay for first class. Like you're at the back of the plane. You're in like the discount seats.
I would say that level of wealth doesn't exist. If you've got the money to fly somewhere for a haircut, you have the money to fly the hairdresser to you.
That's true. I agree.
Yeah, that's a fair line.
They're cutting your hair in your kitchen or something.
Yeah, that works. I'm jealous of you, Geoff, because Emily just cuts your hair, right? At this point,
Yes, I'm very fortunate that
yeah, it's great.
I live with a stylist. It's
fantastic.
super convenient, and I definitely feel very lucky and fortunate every day of my life.
Do you have something to unveil this episode, Gavin? Or are you still working towards whatever it is you're building?
Oh, I've worked on something over the last couple of days, and I will be presenting it tomorrow.
Oh, so it's not ready today. Okay,
that's disappointing. I have to wait
you
tomorrow.
Want me to do it now?
Well, why would you save it for tomorrow? Is there a reason why?
I don't know. It's just always nice, I think, sort of what is it, office day, that I have something to show. Like a little thing, like an edit or a...
Sure. Is this the best of? Or is the best of still in the works?
This is the best of.
The best of. Okay.
It's pretty short.
I guess it's tomorrow. Really? Is it just noises I made?
I showed Geoff my list of episodes and time codes, and Geoff could not figure out what was going on.
I have no clue.
Huh. I guess enjoy people that are listening to this at some point in the future. Gavin's best of face.
Don't get your hopes up.
Do you guys have anything else on your list to talk about today?
Not really that I want. Not that I have.
I always want to give everybody a chance to check out their list before the episode's over, because you always forget and then you look and you're like, God damn,
yeah.
Wait a week.
I had a childhood like memory kind of ruined. I don't think it's that necessarily interesting, but people of my age, I think, Gavin, you might be a little bit too old. Did you ever see the Yoplait Gimme Yop in the morning commercials? They're these like iconic, and people that are around my age grew up on these Yoplait commercials where it was Gimme Yop Me Mama. And it was just like, it's this like, people are freeze frame, and it's like kids being like, give me yop, my mama, ooh, yop, mama. Like, it's the whole thing about having yogurt in the morning. And I was doing like a YouTube music trivia thing, and they're like, name this song. And it was the Give Me Yop, My Mama song. And I was like, what the fuck? This is a real song? And I looked into it. It's a song about like the apartheid. Like, it is a very serious song that they took and covered for a yogurt commercial in the morning. Like, it is, they completely, yeah, that's Eric just posted a Yop Me Mama link. It was always the fun, goofy yogurt song, but knowing that they just changed the lyrics to like a very serious song to sell
way worse
yogurt.
Than I throw my sandwich in the air sometimes.
Yeah,
it's so bad. It has ruined it. So I'm sorry for anybody else who grew up with that commercial and remembers it, and it's now ruined.
That's crazy. Why would
it was insane that they did it. I guess people were really mad at the artists at the time for giving up the rights for them to do that. But then there's like 6 other iterations of people doing it. There was was his name, like Roy Miller or something? There was a football club that like their slogan became "Give Me Hope" and then like a guy's name in the same like tune. Odd, but just ruined. It ruined a childhood. It was like a top tier commercial for me growing up. You'd see it all the time. Dead.
What is your favorite flavor of yogurt?
Not a yogurt guy.
Same, dude. I
don't like
yogurt.
Vanilla.
Not a fan. What a boring answer.
Wow, Jesus.
I mean, it's true. Vanilla's not exciting.
But
it's not a criticism.
Going with what Eric wrote, like, you hate yogurt, but you like yogurt commercials?
Well, because I'm a kid. Like, it's a fun, like, we'd see it all the time. It was like a jingle that would get stuck in your head.
Did you have a bad yogurt experience?
No, I never really touched yogurt. I was not like typically allowed to have it. It was not something I desired.
I had yogurt in kindergarten, and I didn't like it, and the teacher made me eat it anyway. So I had to eat it, and then we were painting, and I started to feel sick, and I threw up on the girl next to me, and I haven't eaten yogurt. I haven't eaten yogurt since kindergarten.
You haven't eaten yogurt since kindergarten?
And it was Yoplait. Yeah.
It was Yoplait.
Fuck yogurt. Fuck that fucking teacher. And I feel so bad for the little girl I threw up on.
I used to get little yogurts in my packed lunch at school, and I would have Froobs, which is like, I guess, like UK equivalent to a Go-Gurt or something. It's like in a tube and you squeeze it out. Froobs.
Build a Yog was my favorite brand growing up.
But there was this guy who I would always eat near, and he'd see me on my frubes sucking down the yogurt, and he'd always just squeeze the tube, like while and it would go all over my face and my shirt. And he did it so many times. I'd be like, oh, to the point where I try and like eat it around the corner before he could see. And we eventually negotiated that I would only be bullied on Fridays. He wasn't allowed to do it Monday to Thursday.
You got fruit bullied?
Yeah, I got fruit. And he actually ended up being like one of my really good friends. But he would always come up to me.
Was it the
No. Eventually it'd be like, come on, it's Friday. You know what? You come on. And I'd be like, oh. And I just like relax my hand and he just blast it. And depending on how much I'd opened the end of the tube, like if it was a really fine slit, it would come out so forcefully. It would like shoot all up me and like go in my eyes. And I just, for some reason, be totally fine with it because it's on a Friday and I have to accept it on a Friday.
Nick, could you please isolate Gavin saying he would catch me sucking down my tubes? Can we just please have that? I just want
My
that.
frubes.
I heard tubes. Instead of like tubes. It's Gavin sucking away at his tubes.
I like the way I negotiate my way out of it being every day. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, I got a new text alert noise now. This is great. And my ringtones is gonna be sucking down my tubes, even though it's frubes, but it sounds like tubes. Frubes. Everything is so much more fun.
That little guy looks panicked. He is not happy.
He does.
On the Froob logo,
It's easy.
he's
to
got
open.
thumbs up, but there's a
he's
panic look on his face where he's like, "Please don't
about
suck
to get
me."
scalped.
Yeah,
Oh,
please
my
don't
God.
eat my brain. Ugh.
Yeah, those were the shit.
I just want to circle back. The Yo Play song "Give Me Yope" is based on the song "Gimme Hope Johanna," which is from
thank you.
about Johannesburg in South Africa, and it's by Eddie Grant, the guy who sang "Electric Avenue."
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was the Electric Avenue
He's
guy.
the Electric Avenue guy.
They could have used Electric Avenue.
That's what I'm saying. They picked the wrong Eddie Grant song for their yogurt commercial.
You gotta walk down to and suck down all your tubes. Like it kind of works. We can workshop that. The fact that I just came up with that. There's something there. That's it. That's the last of my notes.
Oh man, I got so many still. I got like 100.
What you got?
Oh, here's one. I've been, you guys know, do you guys know about how I've been watching movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've started movies again. I've been watching.
Well, I mean, 2022, it was music, right?
Yeah, I was really I'm still really into music, but I've decided that 2023 I'm gonna watch movies again. 'Cause I haven't seen any movies in a few years.
Okay.
So that got me thinking, if I'm gonna watch all these movies, maybe it would benefit people if I did like a movie review.
Okay.
Of like the different movies that I see to let people know about the movie. I was gonna see what you guys thought about
their
that.
new stuff. I think they're new. It'd be newer movies, right?
I just watched this movie on Hulu the other day, and I can talk about it if you'd like. It was called Gone in the Night. Are you familiar with this movie?
No,
I'm not.
Do you know about this movie?
No.
It's a relatively new movie. It stars Dermot Mulroney and Winona Ryder. There's that famous actor and actress. You've seen them in a lot of stuff. Most recently, Dermot Mulroney was in a ton of stuff, but he was really good in Where the Day Takes You. I don't know if you remember that movie. It was about Will Smith was in a wheelchair in that one. Ricky Lake was in it as well. Winona Ryder, she was in a lot of stuff. Really good in Mermaids, but was most recently also in that movie with the sad kids. What's it called? And then they go upside down.
Oh, the Stranger Things?
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, those kids.
Sad kids.
So in this movie came out, I think in like last year, and I saw it.
Okay.
And it's about some mystery and some intrigue and some things that may or may not be happening. And if the I think there's some things about it that some people might like, but then also you may not like it. So I don't know.
Okay.
But I did see it, and so I think that there are some people that might like it. Probably some people that wouldn't like it. So just take that into consideration if you're going to see that movie. There's a good chance you may or may not like it.
Out of 10.
Dermot.
Yeah, that's my review.
Okay. I just looked up Dermot Mulroney. He's not who I thought it was. I had somebody else completely in mind. Who's
really?
the American Horror Story season 1 guy? He was the dad in that show. What else is he in? I feel like he's like Dermot. I think he also has a name like Dermot. Is he
No,
Dermot?
but they're very similar. It's like the same dude.
Dermot Mulroney was in The Gray. I remember him from that. That's my point of reference for him, but I don't remember. Who am I thinking of?
You're thinking of, what is that guy's name? I know.
Because I was going to recommend a movie that he was in, but I don't remember his name.
Oh,
Dylan?
maybe Dylan McDermott.
Dylan McDermott. And what was, who did you say?
Dermot Mulroney.
Oh, okay. It feels, it's essentially the same.
And they're probably the same age, too.
Probably.
Anyway, so I figured that I'd give that a shot. That was my movie review.
Okay.
I don't want to give away too much of the plot.
I can't wait for the next review.
There's some intrigue. There's going to be some people that are going to be on, I would assume, the side of Winona Ryder. Probably some people that would be on the side of Dermot Mulroney. You may feel one way or the other, or end up somewhere in the middle. Anyway, Gone in the Night. It was, I believe, it was on Hulu. If you're looking for a movie, I can't recommend that you'd like it, but you might, maybe not. Anyway, next time I watch a movie, I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll do another review. Yeah.
To put you grab the DVD. You might like this, but you might not. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, opinions are, everybody has a different taste, right?
That would be the best to see on a box. Just a review, Geoff face review, like they source it. Opinions may vary as like the text they pull.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just the dictionary definition of opinion.
That's my goal, is to get one of my reviews listed on a poster somewhere or on
it
a
has
DVD cover.
4.9 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yeah, see, it's probably about
so you're not wrong. That's like halfway, right?
Yeah, about probably some of the people liked it. Probably some of the people didn't. Yeah. Takes place in California, if that helps.
I just watched Rollerball.
Which one? The James Caan one or the LL Cool J one?
The James Caan one.
Okay.
How was it?
I'd give it 5.
Okay.
5?
Yep.
Now, if you...
Great stunts. Everything else, dog shit.
What sort of
some nice shots of buildings, too.
Rollerball does not look nearly as... I've never seen it. I've only seen like the DVD box art, and their roller attire is not nearly as cool as I thought it would be.
It's like American football meets lacrosse meets NASCAR meets roller derby with people getting killed and blood splatting all over the place.
The art for it is so much cooler than what they did. It's just
I would say
helmet.
Best font in a film.
You talk about the number,
really?
like the number 6 on his jersey. It's a pretty fucking cool font.
Yeah, and that's the Rollerball text that comes up at the beginning of the film is in that font, and everything, everywhere, and even though they like fly to different countries, that font has taken a. I think the movie is about that font.
What is the movie about? Is it just like? Is it just an action movie? Is there like he needs to save his family by winning the championship, or what?
No, it's about corporations have taken over the world, and he's a defiant individual.
Okay.
Oh, what's this?
Oh yeah, here it is. In a corporate-controlled future, an ultra-violent sport known as Rollerball. Now, this is, by the way, to clear up any confusion, this is the plot of Rollerball, not the plot of Gone in the Dark or Gone in the Night, which is the one I reviewed. This is Gavin's review. In a corporate-controlled future, an ultra-violent sport known as Rollerball represents the world, and one of its powerful athletes is out to defy those who want him out of the game.
What, so at some point in the film, a bunch of people take a gun.
Story of Russell Westbrook.
A bunch of people take a gun and just start blowing up trees, and I don't really know why that scene is in there. It doesn't really.
Huh. Now, if
you guys might have to watch it and tell me what that's about.
Now, let's say if you were like a film sommelier or an entertainment sommelier, Gavin, what would you pair Rollerball with?
Running Man.
So you watch Rollerball running? Really? Okay.
Have you ever seen Ice Pirates?
I have. I've seen Snow Pirates.
I've never seen Ice Pirates, but Ice Pirates.
Is it not Snow Pirates? Is it Ice Pirates? We were certainly thinking of the same thing. Yeah, it is Ice Pirates. You're right. I have seen that.
Yeah.
It's
I feel
good.
like they'd be similar in tone.
This is like we're going into a different field. Rollerball, I think, followed up with Bill Lambier's Combat Basketball for the SNES is a great one too.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think we're in our dystopian sports era.
I watched Fast and Furious 9 on Monday.
Is that the new
I
one?
hadn't seen it. Yeah, the most recent one. I think Gavin and
The one we
and-
saw in 40X.
Yeah, what a shitty movie. Those things suck. I'm so sad. They were so much fun. They're just not fun anymore. It's really like all the things around Paul Walker being dead but not dead feel so awkward. They really should have just like either removed that character entirely and never mentioned him again for after what they did, but like the kind of half step they take, like it's
They
weird.
want that character to live on.
They do, but they don't. Like it's so. The things they do in the movie make sense with the context of knowing what happened in real life. But the idea, imagine if you had a kid, Gavin, and you named your kid Lil Geoff. Like, that's just weird for like just a guy you're friends with that you still theoretically hang out with. Like,
So
it's
he'd
so
be called
strange.
Jeffrey?
I guess. I don't know. It's just like, oh, it's Lil Brian. It's like, that's weird. Like, I get what you're doing because he's dead and it's like an in memory of for him, but not within the world that you've set.
I've always wanted to name my kid Geoff.
Really?
Yeah, because his name would be Jeff Free. I love
Jeffrey
it.
is
Or
a great name.
Jeffrey Free. Jeffrey Free.
Jeffrey Free.
Because Gavin's last name is Free.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it
and my name is
works.
Jeffrey.
I made that joke to Meg once when we first started dating. It was like when I was hanging out with her at SourceFed. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to name a kid. I'm going to get a kid and name it Jeffrey. And she didn't get the joke. And just looked at me like I was a weirdo. And walked away. And then I think Steve Zaragoza was like, Jeffrey? And I was like, yeah, because my name's... And then he cracked up. And then Meg was like, oh, I just thought you were really
was like,
excited
I
to tell me you wanted
Jeffrey.
a kid called Jeffrey.
I guess I'll date you.
So that's it, Geoff? That's your movie review?
I mean, I could dig deep.
Can I get another? How often are you watching movies? Then we can move on. I just want to know so I can anticipate how often.
I saw Megan in the theaters.
You saw, yeah. We talked about the M3
M3
Yeah,
I saw that.
Titles with the numbers, yeah. Okay.
So I saw that, and I saw Gone in the Night, and then those are the movies.
I once, I feel like my parents were very protective when I was younger about which movies I watched.
Mhm.
So I was only
They
able
weren't
to-
protecting you on the fucking streets when you're getting bullied over your yogurt, but they watched the movies. Jesus.
Yeah, they would always like read up on the film or like even watch it to make sure I could watch it. And my mum was livid once because I was watching Rush Hour, but I watched it with the director's commentary on. And at one point, I think Brett Ratner's like, oh yeah, and that's the guy who gives the blowjob in Boogie Nights. And my mum was just in the room and she was like, oh! I pulled the DVD out. I was like, what are you watching? Even though Rush Hour is a really inoffensive film.
Is it?
Well, it doesn't have
Because I
blowjobs
feel
in
like
it.
Rush. No, it doesn't. But I feel like there's like a crudeness. To at least I don't
guess so.
remember Rush Hour 1 as much, but Rush Hour 2 definitely has a lot of crudeness to it. Do you think bamboo is actually the strongest wood? That's the one thing that has always stuck with me from Rush Hour 2. I remember watching it in theaters as a kid, and there's a scene where Jackie Chan is like, this is bamboo. This is the strongest wood. It won't break. And I just have cataloged that forever as a fact. That's just
The
a fact in my head. Bamboo is the
Strongest wood in
strongest.
the world is Australian bouloke or bouloke.
It's got to be
It's-
something that's sun-baked, right?
5,060 IBF. It's an ironwood tree that is native to Australia. The wood comes from a species of tree occurring across most of eastern and southern Australia, known as the hardest wood in the world. This particular type has a Janka hardness of 5,060 IBF. I don't know that unit of measurement.
Wow.
But that sounds like a lot of it.
Should we make a baseball bat out of it?
That'd be interesting. I was thinking like fireplace wood. But
I'm
I
just
like
imagining
baseball.
it going on a wood turning thing like a lathe and it just smashing all the lathe up.
Well, isn't
Ooh.
bamboo grass anyway? Is it technically wood?
Is bamboo grass?
Isn't it?
I don't know anything about bamboo.
Eric says bamboo not even top 10.
Wow.
Well,
I
I
will
think
tell
that's
you-
because it is actually grass rather than wood.
So strongest grass.
strongest grass.
Definitely.
I guess. Is that what
Undeniable.
Jackie Chan says in the movie, though?
It's not, but like that's just a fact, I guess. I can tell you, bamboo matches not at all flammable. That's what I was dealing with in my fireplace video. They would not light. Do not go with the bamboo. The chop. No, what were they? What are they? I'm blanking the word. I'm blanking
Matches?
the word. No, not matches. I said matches. It wasn't match. Toothpick. That's the word I was looking for. Bamboo toothpicks.
Jesus Christ.
I
Speaking
forgot.
of fireplace, where's your 8-hour commentary?
I don't know. Oh, I thought you were gonna say, "Where's my fireplace video?" I don't know where that is.
Wait, did we
8-hour
not put out
commentary.
your fireplace video?
No, my fireplace video is not out.
Oh, I thought we had released it on social. I'll double
Yeah, let's
back
go
and get it
double
posted.
check back on that.
Well, we did
Weird.
commentary on it, didn't we?
Yeah.
We did.
Maybe it's out on social and I just didn't know. I just didn't.
No,
I didn't realize
maybe
it was
it's
just
not.
social.
I'll check. We'll
Okay.
release it because it is very good. And
Yeah,
Um,
we don't want the audience to miss that.
8-hour commentary I'm gonna do next week.
You're doing it
It's on my
next week?
schedule.
Are
I'm
you
doing it
really?
for next week? Yeah, it's on my schedule.
Oh, that's exciting.
I'd like a cold thing. I was gonna do it earlier, but now it's at a point where I feel like I'll do it and then we save it for next year, right? Would it be weird to just release that now? It's so removed.
I don't think it'd be weird.
I think it'd be very us to do that.
the whole
Okay.
fucking thing sucks, so we can release it whenever we want to.
Now, were you pre-mad before going into that, Eric, or is that?
No, that was I got sideswiped because I
Okay.
didn't think we were going to talk about that thing. I'm still mad about it.
Jesus.
Stupid.
I think it's a great great video.
Eric and I came up with a new sport the other day. When we were
Oh,
recording
yeah.
something for face.
Okay.
What fruit or produce? What produce do you think you could throw the furthest?
Oh, okay. So you need something with some weight, and it also needs to, but not too heavy. You don't want it to be too heavy. You don't want it to be too big, but you want it to be big enough for you to get a good grip on it. You need
Yeah.
a good surface area.
Can I use the plant to like whip the fruit off?
Ooh.
Well, hang on.
Gavin-
Wait,
as
a
Ga-
plant to whip the... Are you talking about like a slingshot or like a high-a-lie situation?
Yeah, like say the fruit grows on a vine and I whip the vine and propel the fruit off the end of it.
I mean, what Gavin really wants to know is, can
throw
he
it.
goat kick the fruit?
Throw it.
Do goat kicks count for distance?
No, throw it.
Just throw. Okay. See,
yeah.
I would. An orange comes to mind,
Mm-hmm.
but the issue with an orange is it's two things in one. Like, I feel like the peel, the cover of it, would hinder my ability for distance.
What if
I
you
don't
peeled
think they
it?
would. If I peeled it, I think it would disintegrate from the. It would explode. It would erupt.
Disintegrate.
Yeah.
I've never
fuck that.
heard
Yeah.
anyone
Mhm.
say disintegrate before.
Yep. No,
That is
that's
true.
Yeah, I was
I've heard
hoping
you
that
say
we'd
that before.
Step on.
You've heard
Who,
me
me?
say disintegrate?
No, I've heard Andrew say it that way
Yeah,
before.
I just said it. Yeah, I said it.
Huh. That's interesting.
I think an apple or a slicing tomato or something that's almost like fist size.
I guess disintegrate works because to disintegrate is to die, right? It's like an aggressive way of disintegrating. Disintegrating.
Guess so.
I like
That's
that.
fair. I'll take this from you, Geoff. Gavin, if you get in on this dog pile, if you put 1 foot in this dog pile, we're going to Feet City, buddy. We're going to Feet City, you weird freak. We're going right
I
back
thought you were
there.
going to say if you put 1 foot in this toilet.
No. Because you do that. And I don't want that anywhere around me. I'm just saying. I'm letting you know. I'm letting Geoff. Geoff can kill me for that. I'm okay with that. That's fair. He's earned that right.
I think Nick said apple. I think an apple's actually not good. I think an apple has the right size, but it's not dense enough. I also feel like an orange. An orange, maybe a cutie. Like you could really whip a little one. Eric, you had a very strong opinion that I disagree with. What do you
I
you
think
you can
avocado is the best throwing fruit.
That's really
I don't think that's good.
Yeah. I think a Haas avocado from Mexico, not like the crazy Florida ones, not like the giant Florida ones, like a regular avocado. I think you could probably throw that the furthest. I think it's the right kind of grip. I think it has the right kind of density. I think it has a center like a pit, like a baseball does, and I just think
I could throw
I think it's all set
a
up.
tomato further than you can throw an avocado.
I do not agree with that whatsoever.
Let's do it.
There's no way.
Here's what I think we need to do. I think we need to get together, whether this is for the Olympics or something else, but I think we need to get together with a tape measure at a field and everybody bring your fruit or vegetable of choice. And then we we get down to brass tacks and we see who can throw what the farthest.
I think that you can't be the one to select I think we have to have an impartial person go to a store and buy what you would call bog standard version of each of these items.
That's fine.
And then we would all get these things and then see who could throw.
But it's kind of like a game of Halo where you pick your weapon and then you just see, am I better with a shotgun than he is with an assault rifle? Can you throw your avocado further than I can throw my orange, further than Gavin can throw his tomato, further than Nick can throw his
but if
apple?
I can throw a baseball farther than Gavin can throw a baseball, then we're not on equal footing. And it doesn't make sense.
What I think what's good about it is that you don't learn anything from this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, in that case, yeah, whatever.
That's a part of the decision-making process, right? You pick your weapon, you pick your poison.
If you wanted to, could you eat your fruit to reshape it into something that might be better for throwing? Are you allowed to modify?
I think that's a disqualification.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I agree with everything about the avocado. I think the texture on the outside of an avocado lends itself very well to being thrown. I think the solid core is great, but it's an oblong, weird shape that's not aerodynamic.
Yeah, unless you spiral it like a rugby ball, it's gonna have air resistance.
That's the thing this is what I brought up to Geoff also. That I think if you showed someone a football and they'd never seen a football before, I think they would go, how do you this is not aerodynamic. And then you see it fly through the air and you go, oh, never mind, I was wrong.
I mean, can you throw an avocado like a football?
No, I'm using it as an example of something that doesn't look like it would be aerodynamic, but however is, and that you're wrong
But I'm
about
saying, isn't that how you would want to throw that?
You think you should throw an avocado like a football?
I don't think he knows how to throw
spiral
a
it.
football.
Yeah, can you
that's a
throw an
statement made.
avocado? Can you spiral an avocado?
Who is asking who what?
I'm not really stating. I was just stating to everyone.
Eric
but you.
if he would throw an avocado in a spiral it.
Yeah, I was giving commentary on it. I was saying no.
What? It's a fucking podcast.
Everybody shut up. Only Eric can answer this question.
I think that's a grammatically correct sentence.
Right, it just sounds insane.
Can that be the name of the episode?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you ever thrown a football, Gavin?
No, I can't
properly?
do that. However they make him spiral, I don't know how to do that.
That's what I'm saying. That was sort of my point. I don't think you know how to throw a football. In your head, that makes sense, but you actually don't know what you're talking about, is what I was trying to say.
It sounds like we need to teach Gavin how to throw a football at the same time we're teaching Eric how to throw a frisbee.
Yeah.
Wow. There's a lot of learning that can be done.
We can swap skills because I can hurl a frisbee.
I think Eric can too. I don't think it's the hurling part. It's the accuracy. It's not.
My frisbee will go really far. It'll just keep going the wrong way, but just keep going. Absolutely.
Is it a different wrong way every time?
No, I mean typically it's pretty much the same wrong way. So maybe if I just
face,
turn,
yeah,
Just gotta spin, flip whatever you're trying to do.
little 90-degree turn to my left, and I'm off to the races.
I mean, people would be really thrown off when you landed it in the place you wanted. It'd be kind of an impressive trick.
Right, that's what Happy Gilmore's all about, right?
Sort of. Yeah. Little run up.
Yep.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
Geoff, that's a movie.
Yeah, I've seen it. Oh, speaking of breakfast, I got this. Emily got me this for Valentine's Day. Did you guys know that my favorite basketball player, Marcus Smart, has his own cereal called Wicked Smarts?
No.
No.
Isn't that
did.
cool?
Does it have a
Is-
commercial?
I don't know. I just know I
It
just have
has
2
to.
boxes of the cereal, which got me thinking, what if we had cereal someday? What would I don't know. I haven't
Oh.
opened it yet to eat it. I'm a little.
So you don't know if
I
it's
will, but
We'll call it an egg.
an egg. I'm not saying we should make our own cereal, but if we did, what would a face cereal be?
good. Oh, man.
It'd just have to be like Crunchy Ian's or something, wouldn't it?
Crunchy Ian's.
Ian's?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I don't, but
I
flavor
think we
wise,
should get into cereal and froobs.
I would be really scared to co-create a cereal with Gavin where he got any amount of flavor control
Yeah, that's
over
a
what
good
we're dealing
call.
with.
What do you mean?
You're gonna have
make
like
salad cream cereal?
Yeah, I think you're gonna put little fucking diced onions in it or some bullshit pickle that nobody wants, but you think everyone loves.
Gavin's like, here's a new cereal I invented, Plowmanos.
Yeah. That would be a terrible logo.
Well,
for
here's the
Plowmanos.
thing with face though, is that we all vote on it, and it's 2-1. So I'm not going to be able to sneak in any ingredient, am I?
That's true.
I feel like it would not be a vote, and we'd all just have the ability to bring something to the table for it.
No, that'd be chaos. We'd end up with freaking tots in there, wouldn't we?
Yeah, this podcast isn't chaos. You're right. That's great. We're very organized.
Did we ever decide on that magnet? Or are we not talking about that in the episode yet?
We can talk about it in Sausage Talk, but
Okay.
we were gonna get the fridge magnet made, but it's too fucking expensive, so we're gonna try to figure out how to make it cheaper.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to make it. Oh, and then Geoff started throwing out other ideas for like secret other magnet. It was just like we can't even get the one fucking thing made.
Eric shut my secret magnet idea down instantly, and that's fine.
We couldn't even get the thing made, and you're already coming up with like special one-offs for it, and it's
He's
like
right.
we can't do this.
To be fair, Eric was pre-mad on the regular magnet.
He was pretty pre-mad.
I'm just anticipating it.
For the record, I gave up immediately. As soon as Eric gave me a look, and then he's like, "Are you fucking serious?" And I was like, "Okay, no, I'm not. I don't want to make special magnets anymore. Just the bog standard fridge magnet." But I don't want to.
It's not even a bog standard magnet. That's the thing about the magnet. It's not a bog standard magnet.
It's true. It's a
not.
pretty fantastic magnet.
It's an awesome magnet.
But we can't sell it for nobody on Earth is going to buy a magnet for the price they want to sell it for.
No.
So we need to make
premium magnet.
We need to make probably 10,000 of them to get them at a price point that would be humane to sell to other humans.
We were able to successfully premium up the bread clip.
I was gonna say, and that's a magnet. That's a fridge magnet.
And that's a magnet. So we're just iterating on that, and that one turned out great. No complaints about the bread clip that wouldn't bend.
This one definitely would work better than the bread clip out the gate. For sure.
Instant improvement.
I'm excited for our office day. I've been
me
anticipating whatever the best of is. That
Are you
Gavin's
flying
been
down
working
for
on.
it, or are you doing it remote?
I'm gonna be doing it remote.
Okay.
I'm flying down for it. What does that mean?
I'll be remote for this one.
So it was a good app. I felt we were wrapping up. Are we not wrapping up? How long have we been doing this?
I guess we are now.
Well, no,
I
we
feel
can
like
keep
I
going.
survived that
This
one.
is way you did, and I hate it. I hate that you did.
Yeah.
But there's still time. We should extend this. Do you have anything else on your list, Geoff, that you'd like to talk about for your notes?
Dude, I have so much stuff on the
Throw
the list.
something.
Let me see. Have I ever talked to you guys? I know I've talked about this in another episode. Eric says to pick one thing, so I'll pick this thing. Have I talked to you guys about my idea? I can't remember if it's like video game talk or ANMA talk or podcast talk, so I never know. But have I talked to you guys about my idea where we all get a job at the mall together?
I can't differentiate mall talks, to be honest. Like, we've talked about it in different times. I don't know
the
if
mall-
we've talked about all getting a mall job.
The mall is and isn't back, depending on where you go, for sure. But I have some mall stats, actually. Did you guys know that there used to be 2,500 malls in America, and now there's only about 600?
Really?
If you shot a bullet off one mall, how many malls would it go over?
Well, in the NYMO, you would hit 8.
You hit all of them. You
8
hit every
malls.
mall.
Yeah. So the mall is back. Everybody knows that, except for the Lakeline Mall. If that mall sucks, fuck the Lakeline Mall. Don't go there. It's a waste of time. Just go to Barton Springs Mall. But I was thinking how much fun it would be, like, if we all got jobs. Like, I could work at like the California Pizza Kitchen, and Andrew could work at the sneaker store, and Gavin could be a bartender at the wine bar, and Eric could work at Hot Topic.
And we just like meet up at lunch.
Nick could work at Claire's. Yeah, and then we all just hang out and we have like mall adventures together, and we like play pranks on each other and on our breaks, and we just live in the same mall and have like shitty mall jobs and just experience that. Like mall rats, but we all had mall jobs.
I feel like this is just face, but in a mall.
Can you imagine being a listener of Face and you see Geoff working behind the counter, and then you see
at the
Andrew
American
on a
Cookie
different one?
Company? Like, how fucking great would it be?
And then instantly like, all right, I gotta find Eric. He's working around here somewhere.
He's at fucking Suncoast selling DVDs.
With the drop-off of malls, Geoff, are you worried that they're going to go extinct in the near future?
No, I think that what'll happen is that the malls that are left, there will be a lessening of malls. Clearly, there has already been a significant lessening of malls.
Yes.
I even read that it could, I think I said there's like 600 left in America. Some estimates say it could go down to as low as 150.
Wow.
But the malls that are left will be solid, good malls.
They're going to be great malls.
It's just
Only
like
the
too much
best
of
will survive.
Exactly. It's like too much of a good thing, maybe. And so like we have to pare down to the appropriate amount of malls for the amount of people that need a mall in 2023. Similar things going to be happening in movie theaters in the next few years. As the middle class of movies dies out, like the mid-range movie dies out, and movie theaters are existing only on blockbusters, and this year there really aren't going to be any huge blockbusters that come out. I think you're going to see a lot of movie theaters. It's funny, they were just talking about this in the Bill Simmons podcast the other day, but see a lot of I think a lot of movie theaters and malls maybe will close, but the ones that are left will be like higher end experiences.
I would like that. That's honestly like the biggest barrier I have to movie theaters now is there's like zero care about the experience once you buy a ticket. People talking and
after you go to an Alamo Draft House or an iPix or one of those kind of gold class cinemas, I'm not just trying to shill Alamo, but like there's a lot of different theaters that provide that experience. There's a small chain called Violet Crown Cinema that's really good. That's in a couple of states. Once you have that experience of like a high end movie experience where you can sit in a reclining chair and eat a pizza and drink a beer or a Diet Coke, it changes movies for you.
Although Alamo's, I think, gone downhill. The people just stand in front of me now. It used to be that the staff would just take the paper, piss off, come back, dump food while ducking, and piss off. Now they're just like strolling by, like, hey, who ordered the sandwich? And they'll just stand there.
Really? I haven't had that problem.
You not had that?
No.
They just sort of like mosey about in front of the screen now.
No, I haven't had
I do the same thing whenever I go to a movie as well, so I can't criticize that. I like to just walk into random theaters and say, who ordered this sandwich?
Who had the sandwich?
I mean, in fairness, before they used to check what people ordered, they would often give my food to other people, and I'd just have to watch them eat it, because there's just piss right off. Like when Ray ate my pizza.
You're still upset about that. That was my one thing, Eric. So I don't know how feasible that is, but if you guys all want to get mall jobs with me at the same mall one day, I bet it would be a lot of fun for 30 to 45 days.
I think that's fine, but we should all have line of sight to at least one other person.
Oh, I totally agree. Like we should all be on the same floor or close to each other, except for like if one person ends up with like one person has to work downstairs at the Old Navy, we just make fun of them. There's like a hierarchy to the mall job.
Yeah, I think as long as one of us can see one of the other us, it's fine.
And then it just seems like it would be so much fun.
45 days?
Yeah, 30 to 45 days. We'd get it out of our system, and then we'd probably
we could carpool.
Oh, we definitely carpool. That'd be part of the experience.
Yeah,
it would have to be. I think that'd be the best part.
Got a carpool, yeah. And then we could bitch about our coworkers, and we could play pranks on them. We could play pranks on each other. I mean, we'd have so much fun.
You might be the only person writing mall fan fiction in your head.
I think about it a lot.
That's so good.
Just like the idea of us still making this podcast, but being like, you wouldn't believe what happened while I was cleaning the fryers this week.
Yeah. Well, that's
completely different stories.
I was trying to convince Gavin for a little while. I saw a convenience store for sale not too far from where we lived back when we lived together. And I remember trying to convince you, Gavin, that we should buy a convenience store and then just run a convenience store. And then just put webcam up and in the convenience store, and that's the show. It's just Gavin and I run a convenience store. It's just like Clerks the show.
I would love that.
Yeah, but we didn't do it.
Eric, get the credit card.
Eric, we buy a convenience store.
Buy a convenience store. You got it.
Eric, will you be a reference for me if I fill an application into the mall?
I gotta get a job at Foot Locker first, and then I can be a reference for you. That's how I have good standing within the mall.
Okay, that's cool. Maybe he can put in a good word for me at the finish line.
You got it.
Or Lids. I want to work at Lids.
Oh, no, I need to work at Lids. People just ask me, how does this hat feel? I don't fucking know. I have no idea.
I can't wear
any of these.
It's big enough for this brain.
I work at Gap.
Why Gap? Is that a throwback to what I said with the logo? Is that the joke?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
response from that annoyed response from Andrew. Why Gap?
I was
going to say I want to work at an egg, but I just said Gap.
That would have been funnier.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for the feedback.
You're welcome. I can't wait to be co-workers at a mall.
Here's why.
I don't want to work near Andrew. Let's have a few people between me and him.
Andrew, you have to work at Old Navy.
Oh, man.
You have to work downstairs.
Oh. Am I that crotchety? Did I come across that crotchety? I'm an Old Navy guy now?
Yeah. You have to fold pants all day long.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God.
I was... Honestly, the pause, Gavin, and then the annoyances, I couldn't remember what it was. An egg, right? That was the.
I couldn't remember either. I was my pause.
Yeah, I was. That was. I was like, what was the thing that Geoff said?
We should probably wrap up. Eric is. I think he's pre-mad that we haven't stopped yet. One last thing. You guys know how when they start a podcast sometimes or a video like you watch on YouTube, they'll clip a funny part from like halfway through, like a funny 45 seconds, and they'll tap it. They'll tag it onto the beginning to like promo that moment to get you excited about watching it.
Uh-huh.
What if we did that for an episode of Face, but we record it linearly? So we have to start the episode in the middle of a funny story, and then we just figure out a way to start and then tell that story 30 minutes later in the podcast.
You're a fucking maniac. That's a fucking maniac. That is the craziest. That's fucking crazy.
Like a good example for this episode, I could have just said, I want to work at Gap, right?
Yeah,
and then we have to find... Andrew would have been annoyed, and then we find out how to get there naturally.
It's exactly
I think that's an amazing idea.
Thank you. It's exactly like when Gavin and I, when we worked at Achievement Hunter, we had this weekly series in the video game Minecraft, and we would make these elaborate Let's Plays where we'd build these games in Minecraft. And for the 100th episode of that series, to celebrate, we made this huge golden pyramid, and we made this scavenger hunt for all the people in Achievement Hunter to compete in it, and then the winner received these 3 items, and then the 3 items were meant to help you on episode 200. And then we had no idea what episode 200 was, but we just threw 3 random items in there and said we'll figure it out in a year. I don't think we ever did, but it's kind of that same principle, right?
Okay.
That reminds me of that series I wanted to do on Achievement Hunter where we would chill out, Eric. We would.
That was dismissive. Oh, wow.
That was
Is that how I sounded?
Gap
Was that
energy
worse?
right there.
Is that worse? How did that compare to my Gap? Because that was brutal.
You know what, Eric, you're right. Let's wrap up.
That's what I'm saying. We'll just keep going if we keep doing like this.
Anyway,
the story next week.
Thanks, Gavin. I think it's a brilliant idea too, and I think we should do it sometime in the near future.
Let's do it next episode.
Next episode, we're gonna start with we're gonna clip the funniest moment from the next episode, and we're gonna tack it at the beginning of the episode. We just don't know what that is, so we'll have to invent it in the moment and then figure out how to retrofit it into the episode 20 minutes in. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Face Podcast. Be on the lookout for a lot of supplemental content coming pretty soon. We're gonna film the Golden Gurpler video that's gonna go in the Golden Gurplers. We're pretty excited about that. We got Sausage Talk coming up. We'll be watching Condor Man sometime in the nearish future. I got an idea I want to pitch to you guys down the road about another movie series we could do. Got an idea about watching some live sports with the audience we could talk about sometime soon. In addition to a sports podcast that Andrew and I are testing out that may or may not see the light of day. Please give us 5 to 10 to 50 to 100 to 1,000 stars when you're rating us, and please rate us. We're I understand there's a Brit and a Canadian here, but this is an American podcast, and Americans exist to be rated. You know that, right? So give us a good one, and we'll see you next week.
Hey guys, Major League fan Jack here with a look at next week's episode of Face. Andrew is a nut guy. Gavin makes special thumbsticks. Is Gavin still a foot guy? DCK is represented well. Panton has the most toilet paper. And once again, Andrew does not eat the pencil. All that and more on next week's episode of Face.